There you go. Hey folks, Chuck Holton here, and I'm in Yerevan, Armenia with Tom Fitzgerald, and I wanted to bring him on the podcast to talk to us about Armenia because Tom has been living here now, so how many years?
3.5 years.
Is that all?
That's it.
You've been around this country in 3.5 years. Holy cow. So Tom came from Washington.
Vancouver, Washington.
And what made you decide to come to Armenia?
Okay, the short story. My wife had gone on a number of Middle Eastern trips, ministry trips, and she started becoming attracted to the whole Middle East. She's Jewish, and it's like all Middle Eastern too. So anyway, the person that she was going these trips with, I went to a fundraising breakfast in Dallas in December of 2019. And he's talking about raising funds for like a small hotel to bring Christians from the persecuted church from the neighbors.
Okay.
They would bring them here for like 1 to 2 weeks and kind of restore them.
Give them some discipleship, things like that.
Yeah, and so my wife and I are pretty good. We've been following Jesus now for 50 years.
Wow.
And we got saved in the Yosemite National Park. So anyway, I come out of a military background, and I like the idea of getting into some adventure and helping people who are in bad shape. And these Christians come out of a very, very, very serious situation. So it happened. They're talking about this project, and I raised my hand, and they're raising money. I said, "Do you take human beings?" And they thought, I waited a little bit, and I looked, got the guy, said, "Can I have the mic?" And he's like, "We're sitting in the Dallas Gun Club with multimillionaires." So, wow. And he's like, really looking forward to handing over the mic to me. I said, "Give me 90 seconds." He said, "Okay, I'll go mic back to you." So I just told the people, I said, "Listen, I got to say this in front of you. My wife and I," she didn't know I was going to do this. She's sitting there next to me. I said, "We'll sell what we have, and we need to Armenia. That will help these people."
She was like, "Yeah, wait, you what? What are we doing?"
She's used to me going things. We did a similar thing to Argentina.
Yeah, you lived in Argentina for like a year and a half, right?
Yeah, so it was kind of the same thing. We drove our 5 kids to Argentina. And so what happened is we ended up coming on our first trip here in COVID. When COVID was starting in March of 2020, we were here and there's hazmat suits.
Yes.
We're coming here every week. And we were going to check it out, where would they live, what it was going to be like. And the place just closed down. So we had to get out back to the States between the end of March and the end of August. We sold as much as we could. We got things in storage. Loaded up the suitcases, they came.
I have to say, COVID here was not near as bad as COVID in the States. As far as lockdowns, I mean, I came here in 2020. I don't know if you remember that, but turn this way.
Remember.
I don't know if you remember that, but it was no masks, hardly. You didn't see a lot of people with masks.
After the war, the mask went. Right before
people had more to worry about once the war started.
Take your mask.
Yeah, right. So I really actually enjoyed coming here in 2020. It was the first overseas trip I did after COVID hit.
Yeah.
And it was just such a breath of fresh air, literally, because I didn't have to wear a mask everywhere. That was kind of nice. But once you came here, you got into this sort of pastime, I guess you'd call it. You're
72.
You're 72 years old. So you decided to become a 4x4 enthusiast. Have you done that before?
I had a Toyota in the States before I came here, but nothing like when I go now. And that was kind of an accident because we were going to get involved with this this project with the border closed, where the refugees were coming from, and COVID closed everything down. So, and then the war happened here in September, and it was devastating. It devastated the heart and the hope of the Armenian people, and we made friends with people who just had their family soldiers were dying and people were grieving. And so we got involved with working with wounded and PTSD soldiers here.
Okay.
Which I really love doing that.
You're a veteran.
I'm a veteran, Marine Corps, 70 to 73, Vietnam vet. And so I got where they were coming from, and they're brothers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know about that. And so we were involved in that, and I thought, what else can we do? We don't have these refugees coming. And I bought this 99 Toyota Land Cruiser and started exploring Armenia, the off-roads, and I was just unbelievable.
It's incredible. Yeah. We went out riding around with him, and my goodness, the scenery, once you get out of the city, is just astounding. I mean, there's few places on planet Earth, and I've been almost everywhere.
Yeah.
There's few places on planet Earth I've ever been that are more beautiful than this. And so what a great pastime, because there's not a lot of, in the States, everything's owned by somebody.
Oh, there's gates everywhere.
Gates everywhere, whatever. What do you find here?
In 3 years of off-roading, I've hit 3 gates, and I've traveled over 5,000 miles of off-road.
And when you run into people out there, it's not like, get off my property.
Nope, they come out with their usually shepherds. They got their big sheepdogs.
Those dogs are huge.
Converts, and they'll come out and they will not let you drive away. They'll drag you into their place and pull out the cheese, the homemade cheese, and the
homemade vodka, and
the vodka too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So the hospitality is just
they're super friendly. It's almost like when you're driving around out there, they're like, people, great, come on in.
And they work on you.
Yeah. So you are now working to try to raise awareness about this place in a kind of unique way. So tell me about what you're doing.
You say what? It's similar with what you're doing. We want to raise awareness of Armenia because
that's what they need.
I didn't even know where I was coming to when I volunteered to come here.
You were like, oh, Africa, great.
It's Armenian. I thought it was a theologian, Armenianism. And so it wasn't. So somebody, my daughter-in-law wrote, said, you got to get on YouTube and check out Armenian. It's this ancient land.
Yeah.
There's over 600 churches scattered, and they're from anywhere from the 400s all the way up to recent, but a lot of ancient Christian heritage in here. And so that was one of the benefits of coming here and knowing that we were just in the historically the first Christian nation before Rome.
So you decided to try to raise awareness for that.
Yeah.
How are you doing it?
Okay, so here's because I'm out driving around in my car. I'm like, this is amazing. And my son, Stephen Fitzgerald, he owns a company, started a company in Denver, Colorado called Rodeo Labs. And he built gravel bikes, very high-end gravel bikes. It's like a mountain bike, but it's more, it's made to be lighter.
So it's like a hybrid.
It's a hybrid.
Road bike / mountain bike.
Sometimes even for where they go and the walks and the ravines, they don't even have suspension on some of the bikes. Some of them will put them on front forks. They want to keep them light, and they do what's called bike packing.
Okay.
On these bikes. So bike packing.
Like backpacking with a bicycle.
With a bicycle, and it's the fastest growing in the world. It's the fastest growing segment of cycling in the world right now.
Wow.
Bike packing.
Now, we've seen a bunch of them, even yesterday driving around.
Yeah.
We saw all kinds of bike packers out around here. So this is a destination for bike packers.
It can be like a mecca for bike packing. So I'm processing all this, and my son not only builds these bikes, but he races in these what are called ultra-distance, self-supporting bike packing races. And so you put everything you're going to take on your bike, and you don't have a support crew or anything, and you go for anywhere from 500 miles to 1,500 miles.
Oh, my goodness.
And so he had done one of those races. And
I hope it has a comfortable seat.
Everything is it's like engineered to the detail, to the gram and weight and comfortability, and they're constantly. So anyway, it's a whole industry. He builds these bikes, and he does the races.
So you decided to put on a race here.
Yep. I went back and visited him, and my wife and I were at his business in Denver, and he's building bikes, and he's a racer. And I said, "Hey, Steven, what do you think about coming to Armenia and riding Armenia?" And I told him a little bit about it. He's like, "Well, how can I do that? I got a business here." So that was May of 2021. May of 2021, it's office. He kind of was thinking about it, and then I get a notice from him, a call in August. He goes, "Dan, I'm coming. I want to look at doing a race now." And so that evolved. He came to our apartment, put his bike together with 3 of his friends, and he left for the mountains for 10 days. And I'm following him around in my new 4x4, my 12x4.
You graduated from riding to driving now. So,
Yeah. No.
So now what you're doing is you've run one of these races before,
Yeah.
and it was a success. And so now you've got another one set up. When's your next race?
The next one's August 30th. It's 1,100 kilometers, so it's 600 some miles. And yeah,
Your job is to go find the route.
I do the route.
So you go out in the mountains in your 4x4 and you check out trails and roads and everything and sort of connect them all together.
And make sure they're there, because you know these maps.
Just because the map says it's there doesn't necessarily.
I ended up stuck 4 days in the mountains because I thought a road was there and I couldn't turn around.
What a great adventure for a 72-year-old guy to have, though.
I had to hike out 5 miles.
Fantastic. So you're in such good shape. But so the race is August 30th.
Mm-hmm.
How do people find it if people are interested in getting involved in this race?
There's a website, and it'll give you all the information, and a beautiful video that my son did on his visit here.
Okay.
He's a motion graphic design person too, and won an Emmy. So when he does something, it's good. It's called ascendarmenia.com.
Okay.
And
So go to ascendarmenia.com.
Yep.
Tell if you got a grandkid or a son or somebody who you think might be interested in a race like that, hook them up with these guys through ascendarmenia.com, and let's fill this race. I mean, the thing that would help the Christians here in Armenia the most is from more people around the world to know that Armenia exists.
Yeah.
Because if more people knew about it, you wonder about, there's a lot of similarities between what Ukraine is going through being attacked by Russia and what Armenia has gone through being attacked by Azerbaijan and Turkey.
Yep.
And yet Ukraine is getting aid from all over the planet, and nobody's helping Armenia because nobody knows it's here. They couldn't find it on a map. And it's a Christian country. It's the safest country in Asia. It's a beautiful, beautiful place with incredible history. And if we just were able to get the word out about this country, I believe it would be on everybody's bucket list, right up there with going to Cinque Terre or going to Venice or, places like that around the world that are, traditional hotspots for tourism. And incidentally, a lot of those traditional places like Paris and Rome are just overrun now with graffiti and filth. And you wouldn't really, if it wasn't a traditional bucket list place, you wouldn't want to go there.
Yeah.
But a place like Yerevan is on nobody's radar, and it is definitely a place that you can make some memories, and you'll have stories to tell that none of your friends will.
And you can get a hamburger here for $10 with fries. In the
Probably
States.
cheaper than that, actually. I think
you can.
we ate up in, once you get out of the city, we ate yesterday. I think our lunch for 5 of us was, I think $32 or something. It's pretty cheap. So anyway, ascendarmenia.com. This bikepacking race would be fun to just follow it, and it's not the kind of thing where it's all hardcore people that are out to kill each other. There's a lot of people just do it just to do it.
There's about 10 to 15% are racing to win, and these people aren't.
Those are the hard.
They're bionic
Yes.
human beings, men and women.
Yeah.
But most of the people are there to bike pack and finish it and get a little piece of paper And they go, well,
Just for the experience.
and everybody always asks, so what's the prize? What's the prize? Well, for the bike packers, a prize for them, we gave each of the first, second, and third place a plate, a homemade, handcrafted plate here from Armenia, with, first place written on the back of the plate. And they're just thrilled.
Yeah, sure.
They just want
They're
to
doing it for the experience. We went out yesterday and looked around in some of these places where they're going to be biking, and it is just mind blowing. I mean, the scenery you just never see anything like it. You could go to northern Italy or Switzerland or a place like that. It would be about the only place where you can get something that compares to what we saw in northern Armenia yesterday.
And you go from a desert to alpine.
Because there's so much diversity.
It's diversity.
Yeah.
The climates. Yeah.
Well, that's great, Tom. I appreciate you coming and talking to us, and I hope we can help raise some awareness for Armenia.
Let me on the website for people that aren't bike to the scene that are thinking about it. I'm working with a bike shop owner in Pasadena. He's Armenian. He's got one of the largest bike shops called Velo Pasadena.
Okay.
And I'm kind of collaborating with him to put together tours here, similar to what
Just biking tours.
But they're biking tours, and they're going to have at the end of your day, your 70 kilometers. You pull into the hotel, and your dinner's ready, and your wine glasses ready.
Nice.
And so I already have a route put together, and we're looking toward August before the race, before the big race, and having people sign up for that. So that's going to be showing up on the website here.
Great. So bookmark that, ascendarmenia.com. Tom Fitzgerald.
Yeah, man.
Again, appreciate it. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Bye. You can get into